Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. People subconsciously look for their reflections in a mate. If people subconsciously do it, not consciously, but subconsciously. What do I mean by that? Well, if we get deep into the subconscious, we're talking about the anima and the animus. The anima, that's in a man, the anima is like his inner woman. His inner woman, what he would be if he was born a woman. And a woman is her animus, her inner man. And, Carl Jung had talked about that. Master Yao, who I've referenced a lot of times, he calls it their sexual id. But one of the things is this is something that you can see if you really pay attention to people. Haven't you seen that some of the best couples tend to look alike? An old thing that would be said by some elders, because they might not have that education or anything like that, but they can look at people. They'll say, they'll see a couple together and say, okay, y'all either brother or sister or y'all lovers. Haven't y'all seen that? You see a couple together and it was like, well, hold up. They look very similar and everything. Now I'm saying subconscious, consciously, you get some women want that like 6'6" guy who's, making six figures and everything and, don't look nothing like them. Consciously, they'll say that. But then they'll meet that person that's more a reflection of them, and then they just click with them. They just click with them. And the same thing with men. Many men want supermodel of the world, but they'll meet some woman who is more along the lines, like more in their range. Somebody who looks like they fit them more, like they look good as a couple. Like when I look at couples, one of the things I look at, okay, is there some similarities? If there's not, I'm like, I don't say that they don't work out. But, you pay attention to that. And it's a subconscious thing. It ain't like just some old wives' tale or anything. Like if a man is a paternal man, paternal and like kids, subconsciously, he'll look for that maternal woman. Or if a man is a more intellectual type, subconsciously, he's looking for that woman along those lines. Like I know a couple, and even though they technically different races, they look just alike. I'd be looking at them, I'm like, man, y'all just fit right together, Or, you get some couple who, maybe they are like drop dead beautiful. Like you see some men and women who are both like supermodel beautiful or whatever, but they click with each other. See, I'm gonna tell you what, that's one thing. When you're looking for a mate, you're looking for that person that you click with. Yeah, you got all this superficial stuff out here. Yeah, you got like, a certain look or a certain supermodel look or something like that. Or, people be talking about money and height and, weight and all of that stuff. But deep down, people look for themselves. Master Yao talked about the sexual id. That id is basically you looking for yourself. You projecting that self, whatever your id is. Your inner self, you projecting that onto either women if you're a man or onto men if you're a woman. And yeah, you might go for whoever, but as soon as you run into that id, it's like a click. Like that click is like when you just meet somebody, you just down with them, and you might be like, this is not my type. But let me hit you something about that type thing. That's usually artificial. Because here's something I'm gonna hit you with. A lot of times, if you were to ask somebody, they'll say, well, yeah, he gotta be this. Like, you get these women wanting a guy who's like 6'8" and all of that. Used to be 6 feet, but they keep going up, right? 6'8", making six figures, ask them one simple question. Have they been with that person? Or you get some guys out here want supermodel of the world when there's not a lot of supermodels. You know, that drop dead gorgeous woman, you know, perfect weight, all that height, all of that. Just say to them, have you actually been with that person? Because it's one thing to be with, see, one of the issues out here with relationships, people mating or trying to mate on some superficial stuff. But when you're talking about mating, you're talking about on a personality basis. But here's the thing. A lot of times what people think of as just personality is also physical. That's why you will get like some good couples and they will look alike. They will be like the same, around the same body build, everything. And you sitting back like, well, how is that possible? That's because deep down, they looking for them. You know, this Tantra master, I'd never forget what he said. He was about to do some energy work on this woman, and he said he's looking for him inside of her. Now, I know that might sound deep, but I knew exactly what he was talking about. He was looking for her animus. You know, he was looking for the part that matches her animus. See, and when people with that, like I said, they feel that click. Even if there's some outer stuff that isn't there, they feel that click. You know, they just click with them. They just get along with them. They can talk with them and everything. In fact, you get a lot of people like that. Some of the best relationships are like that because they don't fight it. They just go with it. You know, some people consciously look for that. Some people, but most people, well, it's subconscious in most people. And indeed, most people, like say somebody does get with that supermodel or that tall, rich guy or something like that. If they actually make it to it, a lot of times they feel like, okay, something wrong. This person got everything, but something is wrong, you know? I knew this woman, she had met this guy, you know, this one guy was dogging her, but this other guy she had met, and it was just like, well, wait a minute, he got all this stuff, but she wanted the guy who dogged her. But I saw the guy who dogged her, and really, they were actually better for each other. Now, he had some issues, of course, and he still got some issues in there. But one thing about relationships, you're supposed to actually get through the issues. And like I said, it's subconscious. It's subconscious. People don't consciously do it, you know. Men consciously want supermodel of the world. Women consciously want that tall, rich guy, right? But the guy they get along with might not be that. You know, when you meet that person, you click, and you might meet them in the weirdest thing, and they might go against like what you're saying consciously, because consciously that's programmed into people. That is programmed into people. They are programmed to think, oh, I want this, I want that. And like I said, if you were to ask them, have you been with that type of person? And they'd be like, no. But then, you know, talking about how they being programmed, that's more some deep thought stuff. But it's there. But they, deep down, everybody looks for their reflection. Deep down, everyone looks for their reflection. And I know that might sound deep or something, but sit back and think about it. Think about the stuff, even if they think they jacked up or ugly or something. Well, no. You probably look good to somebody. And that's some bigger issues you have to deal with. Everybody look good to somebody. Everybody fit with somebody. Everybody, all right? It's something to think about, all right? Yeah, I said I hit y'all with something deep. People who know me well know I can go deep on these things. I just usually don't. But I said I throw out something for y'all. Anyway, that's all I have for right now. I'll get back with y'all. Peace and blessings.